Terry's here.
Art's gonna do it.
And the meeting is being recorded and will be archived and or shared to social media.
That recording. We good? No, that's
Very
right.
good.
Okay, all votes will be roll call. And let's see, according to the agenda that was provided to us, first item on the agenda are the minutes of August 31st.
Art, can you just announce that the meeting's being recorded
I did, I thought I did. The meeting is
Okay.
being recorded.
You did.
with the date?
Date is September 28th, 5:30 PM Eastern. Are we in daylight savings time?
Not yet.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the minutes of August 31st. Has everybody had a chance to review those? Or are we reviewing them now?
I didn't see anything that needed changing.
I
Pardon
didn't,
me? Say that again, Terry?
I did not see anything that needed to be amended, but
I didn't either, Terry. It looked good to me.
All right, we have Terry's stamp of approval.
Woo-hoo!
Good.
All right, can I hear a motion to approve the minutes of August 31st?
So moved.
I'll
Second.
second.
Go ahead.
I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
We gotta do
All right,
roll
we
call.
gotta do the roll call. Let's go, Linda's not here yet. Art, aye. Bob?
Yeah, I vote aye.
Sheila?
Aye.
Terry?
aye.
Carrie?
I'm abstaining since I missed the last meeting.
So you're abstaining?
Yes.
All right. Karen?
Aye.
Aye. And John is not with us? He wasn't here last time either, right?
There wasn't.
Okay.
You know what, Art? I just noticed something on the minutes. I was listed as chairman. Didn't we reorganize in June?
Yeah, yes, we did.
Okay, so we need to change that to Linda as the chairman and Art as the vice chair.
Good catch.
Yeah.
So can I? Sorry about
As
that.
amended.
I wish I'd caught that a few minutes earlier. I apologize.
As amended.
So can I make that motion as amended?
Yes.
And I'll second.
We always,
Sheila's gonna
We
second.
always-
We'll go through the vote again.
Okay.
I'm in favor. So that would be a yes. Sheila has already voted. Terry?
yes.
Carrie, you're abstaining?
Yes.
Karen?
Aye.
Okay, and John's not here. So that motion is carried
Okay.
with one abstention and John's not here, so. All right. Hopefully that was the toughest part. All right, next on the agenda are updates on the repairs at the fire station, including the costs associated with those repairs. Well, I've been tasked by the Finance Committee to kind of keep tabs on what's going on over there. And I have attended one meeting there, which are held every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Those meetings include Carl, members of the maintenance staff, the fire chief, and all the folks that are working over there, the contractor, engineer, and the various subcontractors. And basically what happens is they work out any little details or questions that they have as far as logistical issues. Obviously, the fire station is a building that's in use 24/7, so any construction has to take that into account. And everybody has to be on the same page in terms of what's taking place at any certain time. There haven't been, as of last week, to my understanding, there haven't been any unusual or costly changes or repairs that we might want to know about. So everything, as far as I know, is progressing smoothly. The schedule is such that they're trying to, they hope to conclude the project in mid-November. Obviously, there's a lot of masonry work that is temperature sensitive. They're trying to get that. I believe they're ahead of schedule actually on some of that work. That kind of work you need to get done before we have below freezing temperatures. So everything is on track, I would say, generally speaking, right now. Are there any questions, or would anybody like any further information? There's a meeting tomorrow that I'm going to try to attend.
Sounds good.
Okay. We're all set?
Great. Yep.
All right. Okay, so next on our agenda is new business, and that's listed as the building department request and reprogram of capital funds for the, what was that, an I-plan? Is that what we call that?
It was an I-plan table, which is basically like a large, very large touchscreen TV that you can read plans on, make notes on with a stylus, and mark up plans digitally.
Okay, that's what was originally requested. And now what you're requesting is to scrap that request and reprogram the funds for a software program?
Currently, we use e-permitting through Full Circle Technologies. The other expense was put in through last fiscal year by Art Lawler, my predecessor. And I just think it's a luxury that I can do without. The software would be much more useful, make the department function a lot more efficiently. And you know, you can ticket if you have zoning complaints, building complaints. You can do automatic ticketing, assessing fines with, you know, a couple clicks of a button. You can keep track of problem properties on the system. Much better use of funds, in my opinion, than a piece of technology that's apt to break. I find a way to upkeep that. Software stuff is very touchy. I've dealt with them before. So my experience from dealing in other cities is a lot of them have this type of a complaint tracking in their e-permitting, and it tracks zoning, everything. It's a really excellent addition, and it's partial of the cost of the I-plan table. While I would ask you to roll over the whole amount of the I-plan table into the building budget, if allowable, just until the software gets settled, and you know, if there's any other add-ons that might happen later on. But the cost that was projected to me by the company that handles the permitting in town was only $3,600. And it, you know, it does raise the overall subscription fee that we'll have to budget in next year, but it's a nominal cost for that module to be added.
Okay, thanks, Kyle, for that explanation.
Sure.
Are there questions or discussion from the members, committee members?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question, Kyle. Relative to the increase in subscription fee, do you have any feel for what that might be?
The added module, I was told, would be about an additional $1,200, which we should be able to budget easily into it. You know, an additional $1,200 to the current subscription fee. I've just increased the building department fees, which haven't been done in quite some time. We took the building department permits from last fiscal year and calculated what they would have been if the new fees had been used, and the revenue would have increased an additional $28,000. So by making small tweaks to the building fees, I anticipate that the revenue will go up considerably. And so we should be well within budget. And the doing away of this I-plan table, I just can't see justifying a cost on, you know, such a luxury. When I worked in Northampton for many years, and we didn't have such a thing. I know it's a nice thing to have, but it is a luxury.
And what was budgeted for that iPlan table?
I believe the total cost was $7,500. The iPlan table itself is a little bit more by a few $100s, but $7,500 was the amount budgeted.
So this, okay, so just so I have it clear, the money you have in there now in the budget is 7,500.
Yes,
The module, the cost,
36.
36, and then it adds $1,200 a year to the maintenance or subscription fee or whatever.
Sure.
Okay.
And I would like, if it's allowable, I'd like to roll that whole 7,500 into the building department budget in case, additional tweaks need to be made to that. That might be a few $100s more than the 36, but we're well within that range.
I don't have any other further questions.
Any other comments or questions?
I have a quick question. Did I read in here that it could be used for other departments as well?
I was trying to get a presentation done. This particular module would be set up for the building inspection department and zoning, but a great tool, and I've mentioned this to Randy Brown and Tammy Spencer, is a lot of the cities and towns I've worked with, Board of Health is on it, highways on it. You can all electronically issue permits, which go out in a blink of an eye. You can assess fees. Randy would be able to do all of his water, sewer connection permits on it. It's a great thing. And I think down the line, I'd like to get this proposed to the Board of Selectmen that they should really look at this because it minimizes staff and then, hey, Randy, and gives a good boost to the departments.
Okay, anyone else? My thoughts at this point are, it sounds like a potentially valuable tool for your department as well as others. But frankly, I would feel better if we had a little time to digest and had a chance to look at this a little bit in a little more detail, especially in terms of possible use by other departments.
I was going to pitch a wider scope that the other departments be brought in on it, but the overall cost of them being different departments subscribing would probably be, $11,000 per department to set them up. So I thought that would probably something that would be tabled till next fiscal year. If you were going to entertain that, meaning if DPW got on it and Board of Health for at least 2.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'd still like a little time to take a
Oh,
look
sure,
at this.
sure.
In other words, this is not an urgent request, correct? In other words,
No,
not a do or die thing that we do it tonight.
no, it makes everybody's life much easier. But no, it certainly is not, sir. I didn't mean to make it sound that way.
No, I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
I appreciate your presentation and your explanation,
Okay.
but that's just my personal feeling.
I think the town would be so happy if you had Board of Health and Highway on this. And it would make, it reduces secretarial, frees everybody up and makes the departments function more efficiently. So,
Art, he called you sir.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in my chair.
I would kind of go along with your thoughts on this, Mr. Chairman. It's not a immediate request or immediate need, and further, it's a $1,200 annual additional expense, irrespective of the additional monies being brought in by raising the fees in the building department. So I would I'd like to table this so we have more information and see what
Sure.
the select board feels about this as well.
All right, so
And-
Bob's made a motion to table this. Is there a second?
Second, Terry.
Okay, is there any other discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to just point out, obviously to Kyle, to just make sure that he doesn't go out and buy a high plan table. Just hang on to that money and we can get together and maybe try to find out, what this can do for the whole town. Then we'll make a presentation on that.
Certainly. If you would like me to set up this company at some time, even perhaps, I don't know if you do joint meetings with the select board, they're willing to put on a presentation that would show you what, if we brought in highway and Board of Health and the building department all together, what it could do also.
That's what I'd like to see, and I'd like to do it when we're done with this stupid Zoom crap here that I don't like. None of us like.
You're optimistic, Terry, if you think that's happening anytime soon.
November 4th, that's going to be our next meeting.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Okay, so we'll take a roll call vote to table this, and it could be as soon as our next meeting if we are provided with information and have a chance to take a look at it.
Sure.
So, Art, I'm in favor of tabling it. Aye. Bob?
Aye.
Sheila?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Carrie?
Aye.
And Karen?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that's a unanimous vote to table that. And again, we appreciate your explanation and your presentation, Kyle.
Okay.
But perhaps you can provide Robin with some hard copy documents that we can take a look at between now and our next meeting,
Sure.
which it may be in a month or so. I'm not sure. We haven't scheduled it yet, but.
Okay.
And please keep us advised if you're going to do a presentation, live presentation on the software for the
All
select.
right. I'll discuss that with Carl Steinhardt. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Okay, next on the agenda is old business. We put this reserve fund transfer request for the wood chipper engine on old business, but since we're
No, it's not.
fortunate,
It's a separate topic. Old business is one thing and then reserve fund transfers are another.
Oh,
oh, okay. Thank you for explaining that.
Yep.
Okay, well, my point was this. We're fortunate enough to have Randy with us tonight. And I had a couple of other issues that I wanted to bring up with him. And I guess I would put it under new business. So I'd like to continue with new business and ask Randy a couple of things about what is going on in town, if that's okay with everybody.
you're
All
the
right, so hi, Randy. How you doing? Welcome.
Hey, you're putting me on the spot here. No heads up on this, huh?
What's
All
that?
right. No heads up on this. All right, we'll see.
No, these are
I'm
easy.
just teasing. Go
These are
ahead. What do you
easy.
got?
These are easy. Listen, I had the opportunity to listen to the last select board meeting. And I know at that meeting, you presented them with some finished copies of our MS4 compliance documents that we'll be submitting to the DEP in Springfield. I believe, is that correct?
Yes, they were submitted already.
Okay, my question to you is, can you make copies of those available to the FinCom so that we can take a look at those? And the real reason I want you to do that is so that we can get an understanding of, I'm sure, the detail and the complexity of, what it is that you and your department are doing and undertaking over there, and hopefully give us a much better appreciation for, what our investment is in this MS4 process. Okay, so I don't know if there's hard copies or you can put them on disc or what's available, but I'd like you to get something like that to
I
Robin.
could certainly, yeah, so if I printed out hard copies, I'd be giving each of you about probably 3 inches of paper. So I'd rather not do that.
That's fine.
We'd rather you
Unless
not
they
do
can ahead and
So is there an electronic version?
there were 2 documents that we submitted. One of them is posted on the town website. That was the stormwater management plan. That's a report that we have to update every year. So that report has been updated on the website. And the second document was our annual report, which I don't think is posted on the website. But I can either do one of 2 things. I can put it on the website pretty easily, or I can send you the PDF document. So if you like, I can, tomorrow morning, I can send an email to Robin with those documents and the links how you can obtain them. Does that work for you?
That's great if that's fine with everybody else. That makes sense?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want paper copies. I'm old school, and if Robin could print those up and send them to me or call me and I pick them up, I work much better from those than from a computer. Please.
Okay, Robin, are you okay with all that?
Sure.
All right, thank you. All right, is there any other conversation about the MS4 compliance and the stormwater management update? And again, thank you for all that stuff, Randy. I appreciate it. Okay, the next question is for Randy as well, and this is just general knowledge for the Finance Committee. I was also made aware at the last Selectmen's meeting that there currently is a moratorium on water connections in town due to, I guess, a number of factors, which include quite a spike in use this year, apparently from people being home and using more water, along with the drought conditions that we've been experiencing for an extended period of time. And there may be other reasons as well. But the fact is, the water commissioners have decided to place this moratorium on any new connections. And my concern regarding the Finance Committee is really, again, a financial aspect, is that when we look at something like this, it could impact new growth in town, expansion of business and or residential projects. And people who have worked on our budget for a long time understand that new growth every year becomes an important part of the budget in terms of additional revenue. And, you know, my personal concern is that if we have this moratorium in place, that it's going to really upend any kind of new growth if you need public water. And I'm not being critical or anything. I'm just, I was hoping that you might be able to explain what's going on, and is there an end in sight? Is there a remedy? Do we need to take some sort of action to facilitate a remedy to this, or should we just accept it and go to the inn and have a beer?
So, so there's many parts to this, so I'll try to explain the best I can. So yeah, there was a moratorium that was implemented on all new water connections. And when I say all new, the moratorium applies to any large water service connection. So any new, primarily commercial users, any industrial users, and also maybe a residential if they're very large. However, it does not apply to, say, a single family house wants to connect to the water system. It does not apply in that situation. Only if there's, like, say, a new subdivision that wants to come in, and they would be, you know, all the new units would be, considered one big water user. So the reason why this is in place is, you alluded to, so our water increase this year has spiked about 20% over last year. Why has that been? Well, we can guess as to why. One is COVID related. Southwick is a bedroom community, so people, if they're not at work, they are at home more frequently. And the more that people are home, it's natural that they're going to be using more water. The second reason is that we have been and we continue to be in a drought condition in this region. If you look at some of the flow levels in, say, the Westfield River or some of the other streams in the area, flows are very much down.
Yeah.
I can't think the last time we had some significant rain. I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago. We had a pretty large rain event. I know we're talking more rain tomorrow night,
Should I click on it?
but we need a week or a plus work of constant rain to kind of catch up to where we really need to be. So because of that drought, a lot of our farmers that have tied into our water system were using more water than they normally do, as well as our residential users, irrigating their lawns and irrigating their flower gardens and their vegetable gardens. So actually, as it turns out, within the next couple days, on October 1st, our billing cycle ends. We have 2 billing cycles, one we call the winter cycle and the second for the summer cycle. So in the next week or two, we're going to be going through all of the water users, all the accounts, and kind of trying to see where the big increase in water use was. My guess is it's a lot of the farmers used a lot of water this year.
Excuse me,
Probably some of the
gentlemen.
commercial property.
We're getting a message that this meeting
Go
is going
ahead.
to end in 8 minutes. Can you hear me?
Why?
Okay.
I don't know. I
I
think it
don't-
has something to do with the setting up of the Zoom.
Yeah.
It's showing that it's going to end in 8 minutes.
I think that's because you have a free Zoom at 40 minutes. And if you go longer, then you get charged for the meeting. So I don't know how it's.
I just don't want to get cut off midstream.
So
I think they're just the billing will ensue.
the former chair says ignore it.
Well, I
So
would like
I'll try to I'll try to be brief so we can wrap this up here. So because of that spike of increase, our water use has gone up 20% this year. A couple things. We have a water permit through Mass DEP, which caps the amount of water we can draw out of our own wells. We are projected to either meet or exceed that threshold this year. Secondly, we do draw water from Springfield Water and Sewer. We have two pump stations that draw water. We were running all of our pumps, our own wells, plus those pumps from Springfield, almost nonstop this summer, and we could barely keep up with the demand. So I understand your concerns, Art, that we certainly don't want to stifle growth in town, but this year we're at the point where we don't have any extra water to sell. So that's the reason why we put the moratorium in place.
Okay, this is
I hope that
Terry.
answers your question.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead,
This is-
Terry.
Yeah, I'd like to just say, let's get back to that at some other point in time. I think I'd like to go ahead and vote on that wood chipper engine. Get that done so that if we are cut off for some reason, then we have what we really need to get done here today.
Are you making a motion?
I will make a motion to replace the engine on that chipper.
Second?
Okay, is there any discussion? Randy didn't have a chance to kind of explain that, but it's my understanding that our brush chipper has a failed engine and it needs to be replaced with a rebuilt, remanufactured diesel engine, and the cost of that is approximately $15,000. So is there any other questions for Randy about that? All right, hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the reserve fund transfer in the amount of $15,000 to replace the DPW wood chipper engine.
Okay,
So-
Terry will move it.
Okay, I'll second.
Bob, second. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none. Art in favor? Aye. Bob?
Aye.
Sheila?
Aye.
Terry?
Aye.
Carrie?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Okay, so that's unanimous to approve the reserve fund transfer. Okay, since we're operating on borrowed time.
4 minutes.
So to speak. 4? Are you timing us?
I can
No,
see
it says it at the top of the screen.
Oh, okay.
34
Oh,
seconds.
all right, I can relax a little. All right. Okay, so,
Let's
go ahead.
pick another date for next meeting. Let's
Just
get all
All
this
right,
project-
Terry would like a motion for us to agree on a meeting time for our next meeting.
I just wanted to, we got an email from Linda that people could read in their own time, but it came in at 5:06 today about a message from the school committee. Remember, she was going to talk to them about funding. I just wanted to let you know that email came in today, right before this meeting.
Okay, we appreciate that notice. We're not adjourning yet. We're just, Terry's anxious to get our next meeting scheduled. So, what do we have? Monday, October 5th. 5:30 PM.
That's soon.
Do we-
That's
how
next
much is
meeting.
anything-
I'm sorry. Yeah, let's go to the end of the month, 26th.
Works for me.
I'm good.
you
Works
got
for
it.
me.
All right, so it shall be. October 26th at 5:30. We'll be zooming in again. 3 minutes and 13 seconds and counting. It's like a football game. We get a 2-minute warning, I'll let you know. All right, is there any other old business? We kind of skipped around there.
Randy, I just had a question. When you go through those bills in October, are you going to be able to tell people who have been watering their lawns and using water that way? Because there's definitely a lot of green lawns around town.
Yeah, we've been trying to track that throughout the summer. Our meters, we do have a software system on our meters that help us in those efforts, and we have sent out notices and some fines to some homeowners regarding irrigation use outside of their permitted time. Keep in mind that the water use restriction only applies to town water users only. We do have many people that have their own private wells. Even if they're on the town water system, they have in their own well for irrigation purposes. So there are some of the nicer neighborhoods in town receive green lawns that we've got complaints about. We do follow through, and lo and behold, they have their own irrigation well. So not much we can do about that, but certainly those that we can, we do try to notify them. We try to educate them more than fine them. But if they are a repeat offender, then we will issue fines if we need to. We're not actively trying to force this. We're doing it as best we can. We're driving around town and we see it, or if it pops up in our system, we are able to track it that way as well.
That's just curious.
But just getting back to what I was saying. So if you have any questions on this, if I get cut off, let me know. Feel free to give me a call. I did post a flyer on the town website under the water department page, going over some of the background behind the moratorium on water services. One of the other things that we have to address is our permit from SDEP that caps the amount of water we can withdraw. That permit expired in 2016, I believe, and we're waiting for SDEP to start the process to renew that permit. I'm hoping that when they do renew it, that they will increase that number. There's no guarantee on that. There is actually it's a pretty lengthy process in order to come up with that number. And we're not the only one who's had our permit lapse. There are water systems all over the state that are waiting for SDEP to initiate that process.
We're gonna
been,
have to
Randy, thanks. We're gonna turn it into a pumpkin. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in
Second.
favor? Roll call vote. Art, aye.
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Sheila,
Yep.
Terry,
Yes.
Carrie,
Aye.
Karen.
Aye.
Okay.